The final thrill killer on this list is Richard Beigenwald, and he died in prison at the age of 67, quietly, clean sheets, nice bed. Whereas his spree that lasted from 1959 to 1982, which I guess you could say is either a spree or he just was long in the business of killing. The first time around, he ended up shooting a deli worker named Mr. Slidowski, who was also a municipal attorney. They stole his car, drove to Maryland, got no shootout with the cops. He was captured alive. He would stand trial for this murder. He was convicted in 1959. But Slidowski's widow argued about giving Beigenwald, not giving him the death penalty. The state agreed. He received parole in 1975 after serving 17 years. He tried to go on a straight and narrow, held down some odd jobs. He was a suspect in a 1977 rape case. He also failed to report to his parole officer. In 1980, he was arrested again, this time in Brooklyn on rape charges. But the victim failed to identify Beigenwald in a lineup. Eventually, he and his wife moved to New Jersey. And it was at that point that young women started to disappear. One was a 17-year-old who went missing October 31st of 81. In April of 82, another 17-year-old, Deborah Osborne, went missing from Point Pleasant. Both the girls were found cut into pieces in a shallow grave located in a Staten Island home that belonged, you guessed it, to Beigenwald's mother. Earlier in 1980, he was also responsible for the shooting death of another 18-year-old in Asbury Park, New Jersey, residents whose body was found in some underbrush behind a fast food restaurant. And finally, in 82, Beigenwald was responsible for the deaths of a 17-year-old named Betsy Bacon, who also went missing in November, and a 34-year-old ex-con named William J. Ward. He was shot execution style. After cornering Beigenwald and his accomplices, Darren Fitzgerald, at their shared apartment, police found tons of guns, and once Fitzgerald admitted to helping Beigenwald dispose of the bodies, it was game over for the thrill killer. In 1983, a jury imposed the death penalty, but Beigenwald's sentence was later commuted to 4 consecutive life sentences.